Alright. What's good, y'all? Me back once again. This is going to be week 2 of the Yap Sesh. We are once again. You look here. That is right. Hungry Powdon is off to a fantastic start to this season, taking down Boss Merrill 2-0. Another 2-0. Haven't dropped a game yet. Always love to see that. And we are 2-0 in the standings as well. So, absolutely fantastic start. You love seeing that. You know? So, hey. We're doing this minutes after our win versus Boss Merrill. We're ripping it off the dome. And you're just gonna hear my thoughts going into this matchup and coming directly out of this matchup. So, let me just pull up the team sheets. Here is the teams. Something you might notice is that neither of the Monarchs are particularly good. They both have pretty direct counters going into this matchup. Darkrai being pretty hard-walled by Sylveon. Even a +2 Sludge Bomb, Life Orb boosted, does not kill. Especially if he wants to go more into that specially defensive department, which I found that he did. Going into this game, there's some physical hit he takes. It just takes an absolute shit ton, which I can only assume is because he wants to be as especially bulky as possible for Darkrai. So, there's that. And of course, Hippowdon, the namesake of this team, the GOAT as always. What's new? Absolutely shitting on Gouging Fire. Even if it's a Breaking Swipe set, it's able to roar it out. Just so many answers in general. Get rocks up. Keep that Earthquake. Keep that Gouging Fire at bay. I mean, not much more you can ask for, to be honest. So, interestingly enough, neither squad brought their Monarchs this week. Won't see that happen very often, to be honest. I don't really think that's something we'll be seeing super often. So, just something neat I thought I'd point out. But a couple highlights going into this matchup. Initially, I thought the star of the show would be this Ogerpon. Ogerpon Cornerstone is fantastic this week. With rock coverage, it's able to absolutely demolish everything. So, I brought a Trailblaze set going into this. Trailblaze Ogerpon, able to outspeed fucking everything to give a Trailblaze, except for that Sandrush Excadrill. But, I mean, the coverage is absolutely fantastic. Superpower to threaten that Excadrill, and Bronzong is really the only thing that can eat this type of coverage. So, of course, we go Knockoff in the last slot. Just go Trailblaze for attacks, threaten as much as possible, and rely on our sheer power to break through. Not really going to be much of a game ender. I mean, it can, if you set it up right. It can be a game ender, but we're looking for more of a hole breaker. Speaking of hole breaker, his Quavel setup switch-ins are not fantastic. In general, his team doesn't really like strong water coverage. And I just didn't really think he would be prepared for a Quavel that just gets in and hits as hard as possible. Which is why, instead of a traditional Quavel set, I brought Choice Band Quavel. EV to outspeed, not much, pretty much just max speed Tyranitar. And the rest pumped straight into power, you know, get a little bulk as a side benefit. But yeah, max attack, Adamant Quavel coming in, pretty much just a quick Wave Crash in Aqua Jet. Nothing else really matters. I think you can even argue that this should be Brave Word, just in case he brought one of these grass types and is able to threaten those a lot harder. But I never really ended up clicking Close Combat at all. Pretty much the only thing I clicked were Flip Turn and Wave Crash. And of course, I had that Torrent boosted Aqua Jet in the back if I needed it. Hits absolutely like a truck, and fucking nothing wants to switch into this. I'll be honest. Nothing wants to switch into this. Especially if it's Torrent boosted. Godspeed, something's dying. Like, I thought one of his main answers would be Bronzong, which of course is not switching into a boosted Choice Band Wave Crash. It's just not happening, and you'll see that in game. Like, Whimsicott is kind of an answer on paper, but again, it's taking so much from Wave Crash just because it's so frail. So, like, it kind of just breaks through its answers. Another reason I love Quavel, this mon is so good. When there are Quavel answers on paper here, you can adjust the right set and bring, like, this wall breaker set. It's not meant to win the game, it's meant to open as many holes as possible. So, moving on. His main threats of Excadrill and Gouging Fire on paper are answered pretty handily by Hippo, so of course we had to bring Hippo. He even gets a slot for Stealth Rock this week, so just had to make him as physically defensive as possible. Again, his main job is to answer those physical threats, both Gouging Fire and Excadrill. Pump some Spadef in there because, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. You never know when they'll come in handy. I am generally a believer that stats should be at least a little bit spread out like this. You'll see that a lot, like this Clefable. And even this Muck, I think, yeah. Built to be more specially defensive, but again, hey, you never know when you need those extra EVs. So, Hippo is built to handle his main threats. So, of course, the main threat on paper, when I mocked the matchup, shout out Lexus, I played a few games prior to this series, and pretty much the main threat at all times was this Oricorio. If you watched the Week 2 video, you would know that I was highlighted as Mon of the Week for Boss Merrill, and let's just say Jeremy was not wrong. This thing is really threatening, and it's pretty much the only way he was winning games, was this thing kind of getting off the ground. So originally I didn't have Clefable in this slot. I had a Decidueye. I had an Assault Vest Decidueye, fantastic answer to Clefable, to Keldeo, of course, and he has a decent amount of special attackers, also great into that Whimsicott slot. So I thought it'd be pretty good this week, and it was, but here's my thought process going into it. It's probably the least impactful slot. First of all, I didn't think he'd bring Keldeo, so there's that. Second off, if Oricorio is the main way that he's winning games, I just have this slot, this Clefable slot, that I can just bring and shut that down completely. Unaware Clefable has both the positive of being this fantastic Pokemon on its own right? It can be this magic card unkillable tank, or it can also have the benefit of, if you need to, you can bring it and it shuts down their biggest win con. It just shuts down their biggest avenue of winning the game completely, and that's just another reason why I think Clefable is just so good, and why it found its way onto the squad this week. Wasn't originally on it. Again, this was Decidueye, fairly threatening. And it does have Flamethrower, because my game plan in general against Excadrill was to just never really let it have a time to get in. Everything on this team threatens the hell out of Excadrill. Even Clefable, with that Flamethrower, to try and catch an Excadrill on the switch. I absolutely, positively did not want to put more stress on my Hippo than I needed to, and the plan was to just try and keep hitting this Excadrill as much as possible and never let it switch in. So that's why absolutely everything on this squad has moved to hit Excadrill. I didn't want a single Pokemon on the squad who didn't hit Excadrill. Again, it's kind of handled by Hippo, but if he decides to go like a Choice Band boosted Sandforce set, could get kind of messy. But that's also why I brought this Rotom, physically defensive. If he is that Rock Slide, it does hurt a little, but I'm so physically defensive that unless he's like Choice Banded or a +2, it's gonna hurt really, really hard. It's not really gonna hurt super hard, and again, I can threaten it with an Overheat Oko or a Will-O-Wisp, shut down something. Speaking of Will-O-Wisp, it creates a lot of pressure on the switch. Pretty much nothing wants to come in and eat it. Even Sylveon or like Oricorio, these special attackers really, really do not appreciate, especially because with 2 Sand Setters, it's probably always going to be in Sand, so they're taking like 12% of chip a turn. I think that's every slot I've gone into so far, except of course for Muck. Muck just looked pretty good here in general. It's able to get a lot of switching opportunities, especially against this Sylveon, and it's a handy backup check against this Oricorio. Poison Touch, Poison Jab. I was Sticky Hold because of Tornadus. It's a great Tornadus switch in. But Poison Jab, able to threaten that Sylveon, able to threaten a Poison against that Oricorio, which definitely helps. And of course, Drain Punch to threaten that Tyranitar and that Excadrill. We do not want to be giving this Excadrill any free mons to switch into, which includes Muck. And Toxic Spikes was here. I don't believe I ended up clicking Toxic Spikes, but in my mind, when I was trying to theory out this matchup, it seemed pretty decent. It hits a lot of the most important mons, but I think in practice it ended up being a little worse than I thought it was. Not that I regret having T-Spikes down, but it definitely helps pressure things like that Sylveon and that Tyranitar. So, I mean, it's not a bad fourth move. I kind of had a slot. This could be Haze, especially to deal with that Oricorio a little further, but hey, that's that. Live and learn. So let's just get into the matchup right here, right now. I start off with that Ogerpon. Not a bad matchup. This is, let me just say, I believe this is fairly invested. I don't think this just does 95. But I do have that Sturdy just in case. And I go for that Trailblaze. Not really fantastic, but it did kill that Sylveon. And I just decide to sack my Ogerpon into this Bronzong. But it is that Colbur Berry, so it does eat it. Speed this up a little. And here comes that Rotom. Very threatening Mon. And he gets that burn. Again, pretty much nothing wants to switch into this. Will-O-Wisp Rotom absolutely threatens the hell out of this entire team. And now Hippo is able to just eat this like a fucking truck, even though it doesn't really like getting knocked off. I'm willing to take that just because it gets rocks off. So, I mean, from here, Quaquable's able to come in. And pretty much anytime this guy comes in, it's able to get a free kill. And as long as I get my Clefable high enough HP, so that I don't lose to this Oricorio, I'm in a pretty decent spot from here. So that's pretty much my win con. Try and maneuver the rest around the rest of these mons, which is very doable with like a burn T-Tar and rocks are up. So like, this is kind of scary if I let my Hippowdon get low. But again, Wish Clefable is such a powerhouse of an engine that I'm able to just keep it up. And here I just double back into my Hippowdon. So yeah, from here it's just like playing the long game. Making sure my Clefable doesn't get too low so I don't lose to this. Catch this Excadrill on the switch. Get the burn, which is nice, I will admit. But not really necessary. Powdon does not die to this. So just pretty much just getting the flamethrower damage and popping that balloon was good enough. Just breaking that balloon in general was good enough to seal the game, to be honest. And I have a full HP Muck to go to. And that's just going to be the game. Aqua Jet cleans up from there. GG. And going into game 2, he doesn't make any adjustments, so I'm feeling pretty decent about this. I'm not really sure what adjustments he made at all. But I get a pretty solid lead here. Just click Wave Crash, picks up the Oko on T-Tar. And, I mean, look at his team. Absolutely nothing wants to eat this. 0 water resist on his whole squad. So, Bronzong comes in, gets 2-hit KO'd. I am scared of a faster Excadrill here, but I do have this physically defensive Rotom, so switch into that. It is revealed to be Rock Slide though, and he does get the flinch, so a little unfortunate there. But hey, King Hippo is able to come in when in doubt. I don't pop his balloon though, which is a bit of a big deal. But it's nothing we can't really handle. I'm willing to eat a knockoff here, so I just stay in and go for... No, I don't. I double tickle Fable. Ooh. Oh, good job, mate. Let's just watch this Let's just watch this fucking cinematic masterclass. I changed my mind. I'm done yapping. I'm done yapping. All right. My internet even goes out mid-game. Oh my god. Wish up the fucking Rotom. Boom. He's back to full HP. Another Excadrill answer. Oh my god. Oh, he catches the switch. He keeps up momentum. Here comes Quaquavel for another free kill. Guess what? Wave Crash is being clicked. Boom. Goodbye. And guess what? Now he's in Torrent boosted Aqua Jet range. It's fucking over. It's fucking over. God damn. Floppy Sloppy Mud comes in, gets the knockoff here. Yada yada yada. Godspeed Muck. But guess what? This isn't your week. It's Quaquavel's week. God damn it. And he's coming for the whole shaboing boing. That's right. Just kidding. It's Ogerpon. He comes in. He clicks Trailblaze. He gets the 2-hit KO. I'm casting this shit. I just need to watch my own gameplay, because goddamn, this is he. Gets the Trailblaze, gets the +2, and now this Ogerpon is ready to throw him a fucking new one, because guess what? This shit is not living this fucking superpower. And guess who comes out next? Bitch ass fucking Tornadus. Here he comes. Here he comes. Guess what? Boom! Ivy Cudgel, bitch. Boom! Guess what? I know you're gonna Terra. Guess what? I'm still clicking, bitch. Boom! Ivy Cudgel. You know why? Cause I got my motherfucking Clefable in the back, bro. It don't matter what you click. You can go to plus fucking 18 for all I care. Boom! Boom! Wish up in this bitch. Wish up. Doesn't matter how many fucking quiver dances you click. Boom! Moonblast. Boom! Dead! Anyways. That's about that for that week. Not much to say past this. I feel like my prep was very solid. Again, I made good reads in team builder. Didn't really think it'd be leaning too hard into that Keldeo, so I opted to bring this Fable instead to deal with this Oricorio, and as you can see, it worked out very well. So very happy with that. This Quavel set, I mean, this thing went crazy, man. And what more can I say besides that? Look at his team and just think about clicking Choice Banded Wave Crash into this team. Let me just look at this 6 Pokemon. Oh my god. And then look at this 6 collection of Pokemon and just think about Choice Band Wave Crash, man. That's all I have to say, man. Oh my god, it's a cinematic masterclass. Anyways, GG's, that one. But hey, I had a great time this week. That's about all for me. See you next week. Hopefully we can continue this great start to the season. I'm feeling great, and let's push it to 3-0. So that's gonna be all for me this week. See you later.